Now, I should say that you can have a group of people where you feel comfortable enough having no evidence whatsoever, no facts to support your
Sure.
arguments. And you find that
Sure.
in religion, you find that in politics. And my point about the science is that we have to use evidence to guide us. We cannot have a prejudice. And there is a natural tendency among scientists, obviously, to assume that everything we see is what we already know. And if we are not ready to accept the possibility of discovering something new, we will never find it, because we will always put blinders and say, you know, extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence. The point is, extraordinary really depends. It's a very subjective thing, and it depends on how you view things. You might say that even claiming that the sun, that the Earth moves around the sun is extraordinary. So we shouldn't even and so, I mean, I think that we should just look for evidence, whatever. It doesn't need to be extraordinary if the evidence says there are anomalies, and in order to explain these anomalies, you have a variety of possibilities. Then we should entertain these possibilities and not block our options by saying it cannot. It reminds me, there was a mainstream astronomer, just like Weir, that worked all his life, very traditional and highly regarded. And we were both attending a seminar at Harvard about Oumuamua. And as we left the room, the guy was telling me, "I wish this object never existed. It's so weird." And I thought to myself, I was appalled, because you can never say,
Right.
"I wish nature was not the way that nature is." You can never say that. You're supposed to look at the evidence and then say, "Okay, how do I explain that?" But suppose people said that about quantum mechanics, that still we do not understand at the fundamental level. If we didn't accept quantum mechanics, we would lose a lot of opportunities for technology these days. A lot of our technology is founded on. And Einstein had a problem with quantum mechanics. He said that he doesn't believe spooky action at a distance. That teaches us an important lesson. Things that we are uneasy with, things that surprise us, are something that we should embrace, because nature is sending us a message saying, your previous ideas are incorrect. You have to readjust those ideas. Just like when you navigate, sometimes the navigation system recalculates. So you have to recalculate your position about the subject when you are in the wrong place. And without this feedback, we should be humble. We should be modest. We can't know everything in advance. We can't, assume that there is nothing new. We can't say it's never aliens. Like, how can anyone say that? How can anyone say it's never something? To me, it reminds me of the way the church was behaving, or the philosophers were behaving, towards Galileo Galilei, when he said the Earth moves around the sun. They put him in house arrest. That didn't change the fact that the Earth moves around the sun. I mean, and so if you ignore reality, it does. It continues to be whatever it is. It doesn't care about you, when you just maintain your ignorance. So by having groups of people on Twitter liking each other and bullying other people, you don't achieve much. We want to understand nature and just base our assertions on data, on evidence.